pages 81-86. Marty already confirmed he's in the 50s by sassing the radio, so we don't get this awesome shot from the movie, and that is too bad because weren't you listening? I just said it was awesome. What we get instead? Marty wandering around the downtown core cracking wise to himself for 6 pages. And to be fair, this sort of scene setting is something movies can do way more efficiently. Give us a shot of the place and let us take in the scene really quick, hence the classic exchange rate of 1 word equals 1/1000th of a picture. In both versions, Marty walks around 1955 Hill Valley's downtown and looks at things, but we don't have Michael J's natural charisma or Mr. Sandman to keep us company. However, we do have lots and lots and lots of Gipe's words. Marty's worried he'll stand out in future clothes and thinks people will say,
"Who is that young man? Why is he wearing green shoes? Is he some kind of pseudo-sophisticated show-off from New York?"
Which is awesome both for the NYC show-offs, but also for the green shoes thing. In early drafts of the script, Marty's distinctive red puffy vest was green shoes instead. Now you know. Impress your friends at parties. Assuming your friends are impressed by knowledge of BTTF. Mine are not, but they're still pretty cool, I guess. Marty sees basically the same things as in the movie, but rather than reacting in stunned amazement, he chuckles knowingly/obnoxiously to himself. Gas prices are lower. Ho ho. Vacations in Cuba are possible for Americans. Oh ho ho. The high point for us/me is when he sees the movie theater and remembers his parents telling him it was the
local petting parlor on Saturday nights.
And concludes that
there, in the balcony or deep recesses of the back rows, many warm and wonderful relationships were spawned.
You. Seriously EWW, this is the worst example of old manitis writing yet. I can just see creepy old Uncle Gipe pulling me aside at some family event and asking me about my warm and wonderful girlfriend. Yes, I know Tony Bennett sang a song called Young and Warm and Wonderful in 1958, but good grief, that's just creepier. When you're done listening to Young and Warm and Wonderful, may I recommend 1968's Young Girl to continue the theme of fully grown adult men singing about young women, and if you listen to the lyrics you'll feel really uncomfortable. Guys, the first 4 lines of the song are "Young girl, get out of my mind, my love for you is way out of line. Better run girl, you're much too young girl." What was going on in 1968? Where were we? Oh yeah, in the movie, the clock tower chimes goes off and Marty reacts in shock, and we realize it's because he's never heard the bells chime in his entire life. We really are in the past. Bam. However, in the book there's no chime, and book Marty just stares at the clock for no reason and notes that it's actually running and asks himself,
when had it been struck by lightning and permanently immobilized?
Such naturalistic 80s teen internal dialogue, and then remembers it was in 1955 and thinks to himself, I kid you not.
Maybe I arrived here just in time.
I'm not even sure if this is foreshadowing. I think maybe someone's just worried we'll forget this plot detail, so let's keep mentioning it over and over again. Guys, I think the clock tower will be struck by lightning soon. Perhaps there is some way to capitalize upon this? Quote from book Marty to himself, probably. Finally, this scene ends with Marty seeing the movie theater showing The Atomic Kid, and
it struck Marty that he could apply that title to himself. Using a small amount of plutonium, he had managed to travel back in time, something no one else had done. The knowledge pleased him.
Yeah. But then he realizes, again, he might be stuck here. And guess what he's obsessed with, again, for literally no reason? Space.
Who could help him? Who could answer his questions? Certainly no one in 1955, an era which was only tinkering with space travel.
Anyway, long story short, Marty snaps his fingers and says sure. Out loud, the way nobody actually really does when they realize something, continues by saying,
Doc Brown must be somewhere around here.
To nobody in particular, and runs into a nearby coffee shop. Up next, We're a third through the book and Marty is just now going to talk to someone from the 50s.